Meanwhile, 7:05 here in New York City, the House Oversight Committee revealed yesterday the name of a third Biden family member who received a cut of money wired from a Chinese firm to a Hunter Biden business associate.
So the White House now labeling the findings as a disgusting attack.
Mark Meredith is live from Washington with the latest for us. Mark.
Ainsley, Steve, and Brian, good morning to all three of you. Republicans on the House Oversight Committee say they've been looking into the Biden business dealings now for several years, but they just received some banking records, which they say detail how money from a Chinese energy company eventually reached multiple members of the Biden family. They released this report that came out on Thursday that shows that multiple members of the Biden family through a Biden family associate received some $1.3 million in payments over a 2-year period from 2015 to 2017. The records show even the president's daughter-in-law received some $35,000 back in 2017. However, it's unclear what the money was for. We are hearing from the chairman of the committee, Congressman James Comer, who says these records only raise more questions.
Biden's defenders have said is this is a business deal. This is a business deal. There's no business. They were influence peddling. They were. It looks like they were getting money for some type of service. Now, I don't think Hunter Biden could provide the type of service that would generate millions and millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party, but I believe his father could.
The White House pushing right back with a statement on Thursday saying after a disgusting attack lamenting that the president's deceased son, Beau, was never prosecuted while he was alive, Congressman Comer has now decided to go after Beau's widow. We are also hearing from an attorney for Hunter Biden, the president's son, in which they say Hunter, a private citizen with every right to pursue his own business endeavors, joined several business partners in seeking a joint venture with a privately owned legitimate energy company in China. The White House likely to face a lot more questions about this heading into the weekend. And of course, this investigation by the House Oversight Committee shows no signs of wrapping up. The committee says that they are continuing to look to see whether or not that there was any ethical rules or laws that may have been broken. And they also say that they're continuing to find out where all of this money may have come from. Steve, Ainsley, and Brian, back to you guys on the St. Patrick's Day. A big day. St. Patrick's is also here at the White House. We've got the Irish Prime Minister stopping by a little bit later on.
Right, but no press availability, right, Mark?
We will see the president today. In fact, we're the pool coverage today, so we're hoping to be in the Oval Office when he welcomes the prime minister about 3 hours from now.
Well,
Can you scream a
Karine
question?
Jean-Pierre said that you would be able to shout questions at the president. So what are you going to ask him?
Well, I think there's no shortage of questions today. I think we also really have to follow up today on the incident with the drone in the Black Sea. I mean, it's just such a wild story as well.
And the banks.
We'll be watching you scream at the top of your lungs.
Are you wearing green? Is there any green on that top?
Ainsley, I got dressed in the dark. My wife brought her 1-year-old into bed with us at like 4 a.m. And I was like,
You're blaming the baby?
No, you get a pass.
No,
we
I
can
blame
all relate
myself.
to that.
I'm sorry.
We can all relate to that. We do not want to wake up the baby.
Mark, Mark. I know you have a chief of staff that could run home for your in between your hit that you could send a producer.
Talk to his butler.
I don't make the Kilmeade money, so unfortunately I also have to serve as my assistant.
That's right.
As well.
I forgot about that. There's such a salary disparity.
Indeed.
I appreciate it.
Happy
Thanks,
St. Patrick's, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Meredith. All right, so there's a lot we don't know, but what we know, according to the House Oversight, is apparently $3 million was wired to a Biden family associate, a guy by the name of Rob Walker, and he divided up the money. And this is how the money went down. $1 million went to a business partner of Hunter by the name of James Gillier. Then Rob Walker himself got $869,000. Hunter got $610,000. James Biden, the president's brother, got $360,000, and Haley Biden, the widow of Beau, got $25,000. Remember, this was a couple of months after Joe Biden left the office of vice president. We don't know exactly why this payment was made, and that's what the House Oversight Committee is trying to figure out.
So it's 25. Okay. Mark said 35, right?
Yeah.
This article says 25 too. You're right.
Right. Yeah. There's two separate payments. I have 35,000, two transfers in total.
That's in total.
So they also say the bank account also identify in the records one name of Biden. So everybody else got first and last names. Hunter's real name is not Hunter. I didn't know that. But they just list Biden. So without a first name, that's kind of odd. And also in 2017 is the first time you see references to the big guy. The big guy is referenced by Tony Bobulinski as well as James Gillier. So that's kind of interesting. So that's where they're heading with this. This is just the first tranche of bank records that the Secretary of Treasury was holding on to, and now she can't. Miranda Devine was with me earlier. and she talked about how this is all coming together.
It just shows that Haley, who worked at a primary school there in Delaware as a guidance counsellor, didn't have any expertise any more than Hunter did to work on these big international business deals. It's just a kickback for Joe Biden's immediate family members. This was an arm of the President Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative, and that's his way of trying to ensnare the rest of the world with bribery. We know from Hunter's former business partner Tony Bobolinsky and from multiple evidence on the laptop that this money was being paid for work that had been done, opening doors and influence peddling around the world by the Biden family and their associates like Rob Walker on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party.
So the Republicans are following the money, but they have not yet, uncovered any evidence of any wrongdoing. It's not illegal to do business with China. We don't know why they got all the $3 million. They're trying to put it all together. Not illegal to do business with China. Look at Apple. Look at Intel. Look at Tesla. A lot of people.
But for President Biden and then Vice President Biden to have all these years of experience and know what China brings to the table and their ultimate goal is to circumvent us as the number one superpower and economic power in the world, their evil intentions on they would take Hong Kong and then Taiwan, and have no problem dealing with China, an energy company associated with a communist government whose Belt and Road program was there for influence in nations that we oftentimes would have stakes in, from Pakistan throughout Africa. And we know what that program would ultimately do. So you have to wonder what business they had. People were upset that Ivanka was selling handbags. Can you imagine influence peddling, using your name in one of our number one enemy, economic and military power? This, to me, on the surface, if that's my son and my brother and my daughter-in-law, I'd say, excuse me, cease and desist. What about France? Doesn't Australia have anything they could invest in? Can we invest in a building in America? Do we have to deal with a communist party? And what do they want in return for this? And can I mention, you have no expertise in anything they want except my last name.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.